What is going on, people? It's Archery. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am back with another GLDL Draft League match. This is my wildcard match versus Burst, coach of the Chambana Shellos. He is the 3 seed, I am the 6 seed, so we play each other in the first round for the wildcard slot, and the winner of us plays the 2 seed, which is Raz, next week. So this is a pretty important match when it comes to playoffs. I mean, this is playoffs, so winner advances, loser is knocked out, unfortunately. So let me just say something right now. This matchup was just as hard as before. Okay, I played Burst in week 6 and I did come out on the victory, or with the victory I should say. Burst made me work for it though. He's a good player. He's from the MDL. He's a very fierce competitor. He preps well. He has a good mindset when it comes to things, and his team is baller. His team is right here. It is Cinderace, Articuno Galar, Rotomwash, Tangrowth, Aromatisse, Copperajah, Crocodile, Drapion, Druddigon, Hitmonchan, and Lopunny. So I'm going to be honest with you guys, okay? I don't want to keep bringing the Dragapult Sock combo, you know, like the Scarf coaching with offensive Dragapult. I really don't want to. But god damn it, I don't see anybody that can stop it, okay? So, and I'm here to win. I'm not here to, like, have fun and, like, try new stuff. I'm here to win because I've never won a VGC League before, and I'm out for blood this season, okay? I'm really trying to win, and if it means bringing the same set 10 weeks in a row, I'll bring the same set 10 weeks in a row. I'm trying to win. Everybody else here is trying to win. We're all trying hard. So, I mean, it just looks amazing on paper. I mean, look at this. It looks amazing on paper. Dragon Steel Flying, it looks amazing on paper, aside from obviously Copperajah. But I also have Sock, which is a fighting type, and I'm carrying the close combat on it. Also, I have my Sand mode this week. So if he does bring the Copperajah, I'll make sure to bring the Sand mode. But you guys will see in a second what happens. So another thing that I thought was really good was Intimidate Luxray. And it was also very good for me last time versus specifically the Cinderace. But I think it would be great for me this time. More importantly, because he's been using the Scarf coaching with the Hitmonchan and the Cinderace, which I think is actually really strong. And on top of that, I'm also expecting him to go for, if it's not Scarf Hitmonchan, probably Scarf Drapion or Scarf Crocodile. I mentioned that in my video from week 6 that I thought it had a very good matchup versus what I brought, and I'm bringing relatively the same thing. Same Pokemon, different sets, kind of to just throw them off a little bit. I'm not bringing the Appleton this week. Instead, I believe I'm bringing the Gigalith, and I believe all the others are the exact same. So I am just, well, not the exact same. I mean, like, the Pokemon are the same. The sets are obviously different. So I figured that he would hard prep for Primarina, since before in week 6, Primarina kind of wrecked house as a Dynamax threat, and it was very good on paper for me. So I figured he would hard prep for that and not really expect the Dragapult as much. I know it's very hard for me to say that he would not expect Dragapult when it's been my kill leader all season by a very wide margin, but when you get wrecked by a Pokemon, typically you want to hard prep for that, considering that it was like Primarina pretty much did it with ease. He made me work for it with the max Rotom and everything. He played great, but Primarina is just ridiculous, and it just ate hits like for days. So I would expect him to hard prep for that Pokemon a lot, which is actually really great for me, considering that that's not my main strategy, and the main strategy this week is the Dragapult. So like I said before, I had the Sand mode. If I didn't see the Rotom there, I'm expecting him to hard prep for the Sand and Primarina, but if the Rotom's not there for some reason, the Sand mode goes in, and I mean goes in. I'll show you guys my set here in a second. You guys will see in the Pokemon select. So going into this, I expected, like I said before, Scarf Crook or Drapion. I thought that the Scarf Dark types had a very good shot of having like a decent matchup versus what I have, considering that three of my main, or like the main problems for a lot of my opponents prepping wise, as far as I'm concerned, not as far as I'm concerned, as far as I've heard, are the Dragapult, the Mr. Mime, which has been extremely good for me this season, and people have struggled prepping for Reuniclus. On top of all that, I think it's very hard to prep for Dragapult with Sock, a Sand mode, Primarina, Luxray, and Mr. Mime and Persian support, as well as the hidden threats on my team, which are Zoroark, Appleton, and Reuniclus, which I actually have plans for. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show them this season, unfortunately, but I have ideas. That's why they're on the team. I've shown you a little bit of the Appleton. I did have the weakness policy with the Ice Shard. I thought it had a very good matchup versus, I believe that was Bubble. I also brought Physical Primarina that game. That was a fun one. Shout out to Bubble. But I have plans for a lot of these Pokemon, and unfortunately, I'm really trying to fit them into the matchups where they work. The problem is, I think Huron is just a really good division, and it's very hard for me to try and fit in these kind of off-the-wall strategies into like a competitive draft league environment. Even though they seem pretty cool on paper, the players aren't bad like by any means, so they probably wouldn't work against good players like Burst and Raz, which I'm unfortunately gonna have to play. That'll be a tough one. So, well, if I win this match, I mean. So, winner of this match, like I said, advances to the next round to play Raz, which is the 2nd seed. So either way, that's pretty much the team. I brought Dragapult, Excadrill, Gigalith, Primarina, Sawk, and Luxray. Pretty standard team for me this season. I think they've all just been incredible. These Pokemon are amazing. They perform really well for me. So going into the team, I really just hope I don't see the Rotom, and if I don't see the Rotom, then I know I have a very good shot to win. But Dynamax Rotom appeared in week 6, and it gives my Sandmote a really hard time. So I'm pretty much praying that he doesn't bring the Rotom. So going into the match, that's pretty much all I have to say. Let's get right into it, guys. All right, guys, I am back. We're back for game 1. You can see he brought the Rotom. Damn it. The Tangrowth, Articuno, Galar, Crocodile, Cinderace, and the Aromatisse. So I didn't see the Hitmonchan, so I was happy to see that. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just expecting him to lead maybe like the Cinderace Tangrowth, which is what I was worried about in week 6. So I figured that the Dragapult Sawk would actually have a decent matchup versus that. That's what I prepped for. That's what I flowcharted for. Now the only question is, what do I bring in the back? I don't know what he's leading, and I figured that the Primarina Luxray combo, which is my main mode, I felt more comfortable going with that. Blind versus going Sand mode blind. I have no idea what this Tangrowth wants to do. I have no idea what this Rotom wants to do. And the Aromatisse too. I'm assuming it has like a Babiri Berry, or maybe like a Poison Berry, or something like that, a Resist Berry, or like Sash of some sort. And if he leads the Aromatisse with the Tangrowth, I understand that it's going to be the exact same turn 1 from game 1 of week 6, and I know exactly what I need to do to beat that. So he leads Articuno, Crocodile. Now I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is cool. Another thing I noticed was I don't see the Intimidate on Crocodile, so I'm assuming that he's Moxie at the start. And if he ally switches with Articuno here, which is very possible, I have no idea what he's going to want to do here. I think that the coaching plus the Max Dragon into Articuno is a very low risk play, because if he's not Sash, I KO the Articuno here. And if he is Sash, then I can live whatever Crocodile wants to go for. And if that's Max Darkness into me, I am Colbert, and I will technically be at +1 defense while he's at -1 since I'm Max Wormwinding. So I figured that this was a very low risk, high reward play for me, especially since the lead matchup's very good for me. He doesn't know I'm Colbert yet. He's about to find out. Alternatively, what I could have done is I definitely could have coaching and protected, but I didn't want to risk him setting up with the Crocodile or setting up with the Articuno or something like that. I didn't want to risk. This is game 1. I want to play aggressive. I want to try and insert my dominance early with the Dragapult and Sawk combo. So he goes for the Freezing Glare, and I noticed that he's Scarf Articuno, which is very good information to have because he outsped my Sawk. So he's probably Scarfed Outspeed Dragapult. And then he Freezing Glares into my Sawk, takes it down to Sturdy, and I Wormwind into the Articuno and take out the Articuno. So that's a big threat gone already. So he has no more speed control or positive speed control. So now I know everything on his team is outsped by Dragapult, which is great to know, especially since I just Dynamaxed it. So he KOs the Sawk, gets the Moxie boost, and now technically he's back to neutral here because I dropped his attack by 1 with the Wormwind. And since he got the Moxie, he's back to neutral. So sadly for him, I have Intimidate Luxray with Chocoberry, so I bring that in. Or I mean, this isn't Choco, this is Sash Luxray. So then he brings in Aromatisse. Now, here's where things get kind of crazy, and I'm extremely proud that I was just playing very good this game, I think. What I was planning on doing was play roughing into the Crocodile and steel spiking into the Aromatisse. But I saw that he likes to run Ally Switch on Aromatisse on occasion. So what I thought was, I think that the Steel Spike into the Aromatisse plus the Play Rough into the Aromatisse is a very good middle ground in case he wants to go for Trick Room, and I can just KO the Aromatisse. So I actually see the ally switch, and that's exactly why I made the play, because the Steel Spike plus the Play Rough covers for the ally switch, and the Steel Spike plus the Play Rough covers for if he wants to either like set Trick Room or attack the Dragapult, then he's dead because both my Pokemon are on speed. So after the attack drops and after the defense boosts on the Luxray, I actually live the Max Quake from Crocodile, which is awesome, and you can see the Play Rough does so much damage. So the middle ground play was really awesome for me, and I'm going to make another middle ground play here. I think that if he ally switches again, I can have a good shot to KO this Aromatisse, barring a Babiri Berry, and if he ally switches, then I can Play Rough into the Aromatisse slot and KO the Crocodile. So regardless, unless he max guards here, the Crocodile's going down, and then he doesn't max guard, so Crocodile goes down. It's very awesome for me. I got rid of his Dynamax. Articuno's gone, so now I know he has almost no offensive pressure, and he has almost nothing that can deal with what I have with Dragapult and Primarina in the back here. So I see the Gleam, which is good to know that he's got some offense on him. Judging by that damage on Dragapult, I think he has a little bit of offense in him. I'm not really sure. I know for sure he's max HP after the Play Rough. So what I do here is I go for the Protect on Dragapult, just to scout what he's trying to do, because if I bring in Primarina, all I have to do is call the ally switch correctly and I win, and I have 2 chances in theory. I'm thinking a couple turns ahead. I have 2 chances in theory to call the ally switch correct, and if I call it correct once, then I win. I just have to KO the Rotom, or I mean KO the Aromatisse, and I win since I have Wakanda Berry on the Primarina. So what I do is I just go for the safe play. I don't know what he's going to want to do here, and if he wants to reveal that he has the Shadow Ball for the Dragapult, that would be great. I'm expecting just a Dazzling Gleam Shadow Ball, but he actually goes for the correct play, and he kills the Lux right here, which is good to know. And I see he has Moonblast, which is good to know. So now I'm assuming he has Dazzling Gleam, Moonblast, Ally Switch, Energy Ball. He brought Energy Ball in week 6, so I'm assuming that he had it again for the Primarina. So what I do here is I think I Steel Wing into the Aromatisse and Energy Ball into the Aromatisse as well, just to cover for the ally switch, because since I'm at +1, a Steel Wing plus Energy Ball from this Primarina will OHKO a max HP Rotom. I actually knew that calc, believe it or not, and well, actually, I actually calced for max Steel Spike, I meant. So Steel Spike plus Energy Ball would KO a max HP Rotom. Thankfully for me, he did an ally switch, and I get the call right, so very good for me. I take game 1 off of a good ally switch call there, but you know, I mean, game 1 was also very close. He made me work for it. He definitely could have won the game if I would have called it wrong, or if he would have over predicted me to call it the way I called it. If he would have, this is so meta, oh my god, if he would have called my call, then he would have won this game so easily. All he had to do was KO the Dragapult and he would have won, guaranteed. Because Primarina doesn't have spread moves, so I can't, it doesn't have spread moves this week like Muddy Water or Dazzling Gleam, so I would have lost. It would have been 2v1, I would have lost. So this time, I'm kind of conflicted here. I was thinking about leading the Excadrill Stalk to bluff the coaching, and then switching Gigalith to get Excadrill the speed boost. But overall, I was like, you know what? It won me game 1. I know how to adjust now. If he leads the same thing, what I do is I just protect Dragapult and coaching, letting him take out the Stalk, and with the Cobra Berry, I will be able to live whatever he wants to go for, no problems. So I feel like that was a pretty low risk play for me. I'm trying to weigh my options here in the team select on how to go about this game too, because if, oh, and by the way, really quick, my capture card, there it is. There it is. My capture card started to glitch a little bit here, so I'm really sorry for all these glitches. There's only going to be one more little spurt of glitches. I'm really sorry about that. If it hurts your eyes, I'm sorry. But like I said, I go for the low risk play. I protect on Dragapult and coaching in case he wants to double down onto my Stalk again. I can actually just save a turn of Dynamax on the Dragapult, which is actually going to be really big for me. You'll see here in a second. So he maxes Crocodile again, and when I see the max, I'm assuming he's going to want to go for the max Darkness into the Stalk along with the Freezing Glare. So I protected Dragapult just to cover for the potential max Darkness into me. I was totally expecting him to go into the Stalk because in game 1 it actually almost worked out for him. So you see there's the coaching into the Dragapult, and I'm very confident right now, and he goes for the Shadow Ball into the Dragapult, so now I know I'm sorry, it's glitching again, I'm sorry. Into my protect, which is great. That was not a read. That was just a safe play for me. I was not reading him to go for Shadow Ball or anything like that. That was just a safe play for me, in my opinion. So then the Color Berry makes it so the max darkness is absolutely nothing, and I'm also a +1. So what I do is I go for the max Wormwind, or I'm sorry, I go for the max Steel Spike into the Articuno, I believe, and I go for coaching one more time, since that he didn't kill the Sock, so I figured that the second boost would be perfect. Funny story, if you caught that, the Sock and the Articuno are actually speed tied, and we're both Choice Scarf, so it's actually just speed tie. It's actually hilarious. Excuse me. So yeah, you see the coaching come out, and regardless, no matter what he wants to do, if he wants to try and read my Wormwind into the Articuno, which I did in game 1, I click Steel Spike into the Articuno to cover for the Aromatisse switch, and that Oko's Aromatisse almost all the time if he has Barrier, if I'm not mistaken. So either way, I thought the Steel Spike into Articuno was a very good middle ground. And then he goes for the Darkness into Dragapult, and because of the defense boosts, I actually lived that, which is great. So if I went for the Wormwind or Steel Spike there, it would have been fine. Damage-wise, coming out from the Crocodile, as long as he doesn't crit me, I live there. If he crits me, it's very bad, but I was not expecting the Shadow Ball coming out of the Articuno, so that's very good prep on his part. So I believe I go for the max guard here and switch Sock out into Luxray or Primarina. I might have switched out into Primarina, expecting a ground move coming out. Or I'm sorry, not a ground move, a fairy move from the Aromatisse coming out. Since I am relatively specially bulky on the Primarina, I figured that I could take both hits relatively well. And I'm going to max guard just in case he tries to go into my Dragapult. Just to try and, I'm trying to play a little safe here, just to stall out his last turn of max, since I do have the timing advantage when it comes to Dynamax. So he actually goes for the max guard. And I'm like, you know what, I'm completely okay with this. Less damage on my Primarina, I'm so okay with this. This is very good for me. So, I see that he chooses to, max guard there, so I go for another middle ground, which is exactly what I did in game 1. I Steel Spike into the Aromatisse and also Hydro Pump into the Aromatisse, because I'm assuming, I know he does not have Protect. I know he doesn't have Protect on the Aromatisse now. So I just Steel Spike, and that KOs the Crocodile, because I'm assuming he doesn't have a lot of bulk on that Crocodile, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe at +2 it's a roll if he has a lot of HP investments. So I know that he doesn't. I can assume that he doesn't. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm in a very favorable position right now. I'm up 4-2, I believe, at this moment. So he brings in the Tangrowth, and I know that this thing isn't going to be support, or else he would have let it. So I'm assuming this is like offensive Tangrowth. I have no idea what his set is even right now. I have no idea. He didn't send me the pace. I don't even know. I still don't know to this day what his set was, but he might have been Assault Vest or Koba Berry or something like that. I really have no idea. Most Tangrowths run offensive. Physically offensive. So I swapped in the Luxray to get the Intimidate off on the Tangrowth, just in case. And I try and be a little cheeky here. I go for the Fly into the Aromatisse slot, and once he sees that I go for Fly, I'm assuming that he would Ally Switch here. And then the Fly would go into the Tangrowth and take it out, or reveal the Koba Berry or something like that. So at this point in time, I actually have no idea what this Tangrowth's going to do. I figured that Fly, I could just predict the Aromatisse Ally Switch and then get a free kill on the Tangrowth just to make it go by quicker. But I could have just Dragon Clawed. Figured that this was a low risk play. I think that Fly was fine there into the Aromatisse. So now nothing threatens the Dragapult, except for the Tangrowth that's about to go for knockoff here. So yeah, so he takes out the Dragapult with the Tangrowth, which is fine. And then I just come in with Sock, Scarf Sock, and click Close Combat plus Play Rough and win the game. So I would say that this was a pretty clean game played by me. I think I had a little bit of an oversight game 2 on how much damage that Articuno was going to do to me. If I would have known that it had Shadow Ball, I would have been a little bit more careful about how I did that. But yeah, I didn't know that it had the Shadow Ball. And if I did, like I said, I would have played a little bit. I'm just talking in circles. I'm sorry. There's nothing to really talk about. I felt like the strategy I went into the game was pretty solid. I think that the Dragapult Sock just runs through a lot of teams. I think a lot of teams really struggle with it. I don't blame them. Dragapult is incredible. I'm so glad I got it when I took over the team and got to make free agent transactions. That was one that I was super excited about. If it wasn't that, it was going to be Latios, which does a very similar role. But I think Dragapult is a lot more versatile when it comes to offensive sets that you can run. So I mean, I'm very happy. I'm very psyched that I won this game. GG to Burst. He's a very good battler. He was the 3rd seed. He was in 3rd place this season for a reason. He's a very good battler. I just felt like my prep was good, and I thought my play was even better. Yeah, I just felt really good about this game. I thought I came out with a good mindset, and I'm just ready to keep moving on, man. I'm excited to move on to the next round of playoffs. I'm very excited to be having success in this league. A lot of people in this league are from the MDL, and I know a lot of them are very, very good battlers. Those include like Dan, Ryan, Burst, Toxic, a couple other people, I believe. So, obviously, Dan and Ryan are like in the top of the division. I mean, you know. So, anybody who knows Ryan and Dan would assume that they're in the top division. They're very, very good players. Toxic too. So, anyways, that's all from me, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe if you guys want more content. I will bring it to you. Look out for next week's match. I'm so sorry. I'm like stumbling over my words so much. Next week's match versus Raz. That is top 4 in the Huron division. I am so unbelievably excited for that match. Raz is my guy. Like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for supporting me on my way through these playoffs. I hope I can get a win for you guys next week. And peace out, guys. It's been Archery. Have a good night.